anything goes. See if the Falcons can profit in the same way they did off yesterday's hot drop. They're able to get quite a few points going out. Like they are 1 for 1, but they do get that flush confirmed. And Koa may be resible here. Doc not quite with the angle to stop that one going through. We've got Reject and Gen G also on a hot drop flank. Reject looking to try and win it. Jakey around the corner against APG. Ziol though turns it, slaps him down with a machete as well. And gets the flush point on. Remember, these recalls still exist, and Gene Secret immediately pulling
take
one
1, 2, 3, 4.
into the fold. Gen G not so lucky. Looks like 9Z also still have a player down, but we're not expecting those to stay down for too long. You can get straight back up. Polak, hang on a minute. I see it here as well. I didn't even see them, but they...
Hello, mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello.
They have that outpost on lock.
Hello, mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. मेरे को सुनाई दे रही है आवाज.
There's Alter Ego taking shots down towards this way. You also have Falcons, Alpha Gaming, Loops, Team Secret on the outside. It's very rough. So Inner Circle has to have a much more confident and consistent finish here over towards Neox if they want to continue forward. Already finding 5 limbs, though, is fantastic work for them.
It's a real boon to their tallies, but you can see players are getting back up thick and fast. We've had quite a few elims coming on through already. But for now, everybody, yeah, you could just see the recalls pouring onto the tables. Gen G, the only team to have stuck with 3 for the time being, but they're right on top of a recall beacon, and that one's coming in 3, 2, 1. No, not quite. Okay, they haven't managed to hop out of the vehicle just yet, but they are going for it. All the way down south near Lampo, and there it goes. Satan's back in the mix. Still sticking onto Neox Factory, onto the rooftops. Doc doesn't want to give up the ghost just yet. There's that recall beacon right in the middle of things, but that's much more dangerous than the rest of them.
I mean, for Alpha Gaming, this is a very different approach that they're taking at the moment. It makes things very messy for Inner Circle as well, where they thought they would be taking the fight purely with the Falcons. Alpha Gaming getting involved on this does.
Hello guys, 1 2 3 4 mic check, mic
Easy
check.
shot to make for Doc at least, and he will pick up the first knock there and the flush off the back of it. And now Noki's locked in. Right, it's very hard for him to move from that location, and this nade looks pretty decent.
Does get repositioned away from though. Noki. Maybe looking for loot. Maybe spotted it coming. We just will never know. Either way, doesn't take damage from it. Adding a 6th elim, well, that would be pretty great. You'd love to see it. And they can control that recall as well, which means they can get their player back in nice and early, nice and quickly. Right on top of them as well. The EMP zone flaring out in the meantime. Over towards Wolves. This is on the sort of south side of the center of this circle. With the EMP coming on in. It is not ideal to be in there. It's not the end of the world, but can cause some uncomfortable situations like we saw yesterday. Fight where maybe it wasn't necessary.
Yeah. It's nice to see Coops on the Abacam as well. I think it's absolute laser beam at the moment. Don't get to see a lot of players on board though. Hyper Supermassive. There's a lot of hope for this team, but it's coming a little too late on their side of things right now at 78 points. I think regardless though from yesterday's performance.
Hello, mic check, 1 2 3 4. अभी तो आ रही होगी आवाज.
Themselves once again to be quite a strong squad overall. So I think most fans of this team can be quite happy. Again, I imagine last chance is going to be very difficult for them, but it doesn't look hopeless going into it.
It's a glimmer, maybe, of hope. There are still qualification spots, and someone has to qualify from that last chance stage, right? At least one team is going to get there. Hopefully more. Circle pops in as the EMP zone fades on the fight. Genji on the east side, but it's Goat in the middle there. D+ as well now moving in on that north edge, moving down from Stadium. Seeing what they can find. It's now when teams are going to start to get stuck into situations where they can't go for these recalls. And I'm surprised that Inner Circle hasn't dropped that recall just yet. And in fact, have headed all the way out west to go for it. They are now starting to get it on board. But for Tiamba, they might not be able to be quite as accessible to it.
Yeah, it's a pretty unnecessary fight coming through from Inner Circle over on that eastern side. And especially with things being thrown into the mix, especially in Neox factory around Test Track, that is a very tumultuous area of the map where anything can happen. And you're kind of concerned about Inner Circle continuing to drop there, especially on top of Falcons. There's plenty of other positions that are playable. And I think Inner Circle does thrive towards those end games. So why risk the full 4-man squad wipe at the beginning of the game? It's a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it's not favorable, but not Valo. I mean, we know what he likes to do on his own in a single building, right? There's no way you're getting in there. You need at least 5 players, I'm pretty sure, to be able to take him down like that. Just the one's not going to cut it. No mustard was cut. Genji, yeah, Papa Supermassive, who have had some stellar plays, but still in the middle of those tables, they want to try and breach forward. A little assist coming on through, and a lovely shot around the corner from Nico. They're finding more.
अपनी आवाज जो कम जा रही है अब
There's an off angle to deal with, and the teammate to get rest up. As GS are taking shots, they've got a lot of angles on this surround, so you need to be careful.
GS looked like a pretty tough team in terms of qualification. Like, they didn't look like they were getting anywhere close to it. I think the past couple of days, I think they've really improved, like, a lot. So I think no matter what happens to GS here, they're going to be proud of the performance. They still have a little ways to go to get out from that bottom 5. Loops is definitely in danger, as is 9ZG. I think Falcons is slightly more safe, but if they continue on this trajectory where, you know, the 4v4s are just not great, even the 1v1s aren't great from the Falcons at the moment, then it's likely to go downhill. Nice shot from Lost, but now he's just providing information from on top of the rooftop.
The rest of Papa Supermassive not really in a place to assist right now, nowhere near. And they do need to just keep themselves going. I mean, they might be resible here. If Nico drops another smoke, keeps the cover going. But perhaps you just want to keep your wits about you. That nade doesn't even find it. Oh, right in the smoke. Maybe they think they've cleared that corner. drops another one around the edge. That does tag damage, so they know that they're in that courtyard. The resident come through from GS as well. It should be just finishing on the res, but it's not going to be Nico to face them now. On a sliver of HP, it's just lost, and he will not find it. You can see them on the east side there, just completely separated from Trompy and Kamikaze. They were isolated out to that west of GS. Well, they launch that opportunity, but they get the recall for Bubba Supermassive very, very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the entire time, they've been sending out to a close-by recall position to get the rest of the players back up again. But for GS, well done. Very, very well done. That's versus a very, very difficult team to play against. And getting that full squad wipe is great. You know, taking the information gain that they grabbed off of those nades and then easily determining where the players are, even pre-spraying the smoke as well. I really enjoyed that fight. I think that was very nice from GS.
Yeah.
Well orchestrated. NG trying to orchestrate their approach. The Wolves have been outposted here for quite a while, Blank. They're fairly firmly entrenched. Team's starting to have their hopes of getting recalls dwindle right now. And that's probably most brutal for both Tianba and for the Falcons, right? One player alive. Falcons very, very central with their last player. But that's where they like to be. The analyst was talking about it before. Tianba, though, a little bit more out in the open as Narvalo has the nades. Let's see what he can do in this shack.
It is interesting looking at the way that Alter Ego and Alpha Gaming are currently playing. Oh my god. Okay, that's a horrendous spray down over towards inner circle. I think two players are res, but it depends on if someone wants to crash them or not. Either way, what I was saying about Alpha Gaming and Alter Ego is they're both playing very slow on the outside edge. And this sort of makes sense to me because realistically, Rondo is one of the best trampolines when it comes to accelerating your point scoring at the start of the day. And a lot of times that can be the make or break between getting in towards a top spot. Now, for Alter Ego and Alpha Gaming, what they're more concerned with this game is basically keeping other teams down. Right? So they're playing very much on the outside edge. They're not looking for central positions. They just want to make this game as scarce as possible for other squads. They don't want to get too aggressive here. They're just looking to injure, to cause casualties, and slow this game down to a crawl, which makes complete sense to me.
Ooh, inner circle really suffering here. Reject. Great angles. Not repeatedly. And they're chasing for that third place bubble, Blank. I mean, look at the score lines right now. You got third place at 97. They're on 91 right now. They got 5 points right at the start of the match. They were feeling themselves, but they're really crunched in here. It is nasty on that western side. A lot of teams very, very close by to one another. A little bit more free and easy on that eastern side, but still no walk in the park. Circle keeps that crunch in the middle too, and Reject are going to further commit down towards that area.
कैमरा यार थोड़ा छोटा लग रहा है
now recalls
थोड़ा बड़ा कर देते हैं
almost impossible for most of our teams at this stage. APG wanting to get Ziol back up. They are staying completely together here, but Gen G going to try and split them up. Quick, up onto the tree. Dami on the high ground. A lovely nade comes through from Reapers. It finds him around the trunk of the tree. There is a trade still, and Ziol is flushed. But can there be retribution? Can APG find their feet here and stay up in that first place spot? Because Satan's already found Doc. Wolves might chime in as well. Look at that flex out.
Slightly whiff nade there coming through from Reefers. Reject with Regiosio will pick up one of those elims. Looks like Alpha Gaming is more than likely to go down here on the outside edge on the south side. Again, you're just trying to make sure this game is as stagnant as possible. And for teams that really want to climb up, they're likely looking for a central position anyway. So you are just gifting points across the teams that aren't really all that influential on the lobby. And the Wolves currently on 79 points, but these eliminations are getting passed around very equally right now. It's a much slower rondo than what we're used to. But again, I think at an international lobby, this makes a lot of sense. And I would be surprised seeing this type of meta start to develop in personal regions, right? You know, where on that final day, rondos are a lot quieter because you don't want to be giving away those massive chicken dinner games.
I mean, yeah, we saw yesterday as well a lot of big starts and then not going too much further, there were a lot of 8-9 elimination teams that were down early into the game, right? That were completely flushed out.
हाँ जो इसको नीचे रखना था कैमरे को मैंने.
Seems like this time around, as you say, it's kind of level pegging for a lot of these teams. APG, the major profiteers right now on this game with 6 elims, but that will be changing as teams continue to move on forwards. Inner Circle have managed to patch themselves back up, Blank. In the meantime, whilst all of that chaos unfolded on the south side circle, they've patched themselves up to 3 players alive. They've got control of their building. Reject flexed a little bit further away, and now they're regrouping out, which has alleviated some of that pressure. In the meantime, though, Alter Ego fighting for the podium spot with D+. Bang.
Yeah, who have now passed GOAT as well. Third place for D+. Now looking to go a little bit further. Norbu with nade outside. A lot of damage over towards Krypton. Goes extremely low. Snake looks to cut the corner.
अबे यार.
Not meant to be. As Norbu will make
No blue band.
Finds 2. But loops are coming.
They're right over the hill, and they will ride straight into the fight here. Blank D+ now. Gonna have a tough time defending on 2 fronts, but with just Snake remaining, they may have handled Alter Ego fast enough. He will be a fly in the ointment to the hold against Loops. But that's the shot that they were looking for. The opener towards D+. Snake will fall, so Alter Ego in second place will go down. D+, 1 point behind them now. In just 1 elimination, they could draw neck and neck. We'll see if they're able to do it. Loops may be the team to deliver them that point that they need. They're very isolated from everybody else on this northern side.
Also will bleed out there. So it's a 2v4. Chips got a huge amount of work done yesterday. Secure that position in second place. It's been a big rally over the last few days. In the meantime, Wolves are looking a little bit slicker today, though I will wait and see because anything can happen with that team. We've seen them go from strength to very low lows. The Wolves not convinced yet.
Couple of shots coming on through. Look at that picture-in-picture. Wolves having a tough time against Team Secret. Okay, that's not the team I thought I would be saying there in that sentence. They've still got a Wolf on the prowl. On that picture-in-picture, I'm taking a look at it. Looks like they will be able to do so much work on the top side. They take down Team Secret, but in come OG on that fight. The Wolves are flushed away.
nice kill liya. Ek nahi, do kill hai.
And they are still going head-to-head, toe-to-toe.
3 kill.
Blow for blow with D+. As the nade pushes Fabian out the back.
Bhai.
Still on the inside. Raptor Boy looks for the challenge.
Come on, AKOP bhand chut. Oh yaar, which god.
He's gonna go down the point that they need. It's right. Will he step out? Will he get too bold with it? No, but he's gonna launch them over the top. Blank. They're up into second place over Alter Ego. Can they keep it going?
I mean, this is incredible. The fact that these 2 players make it happen. Fabian has been in the scene for a very long time. Keep his nerve here. Luke's
nice band shoot. Oh, you 1v4 connect.
No, he's in the corner. I will get it done. A 2v4 from D+ to secure second place is
AKOP khalta.
How much hand too many people on this northern side, they don't have the meds.
पहले कहाँ था ये aggression बहन का लोड़ा.
I feel like for Chips, he's just trying to find a first aid right now to heal himself in because there is a long way to go. There's about 200 to 300 meters to dash across, and that's if he makes a beeline with no caution thrown towards cover. This is nasty for D+, but they've got 9 elims already, Blank. And this, as you said before, is a great result to get up into second place, away from GOAT, away from Inner Circle. Inner Circle quite likely to go a lot further, though, so it could still be a worry. Jumbo backpack, pick it up, put it on.
Debless किया बहन loops पर 1v4 करके मार.
Okay, that's not last too long, though.
That's a clutch Jumbo backpack.
For sure.
I love it when you go for the first aid kid. He's like, wait. That's actually going to save. That's fine. That's good. Okay, so Joe will get D+ even further into this match. All right, I love to see it. Apparently, we saw a cover flare not come through, which I can only imagine came from around this area. Not sure if it was from OG or the Wolves or Team Secret, but either way, cool to see. In an international tournament, someone getting crushed by the mighty Dorito. For OG, they cleared out rejects. It's good, right? 13th place, but 7 elims at the start of the day here is very, very nice for OG. It looks better. I think the most concerning thing is that the Wolves were losing the fight to Team Secret. And I think it's fair to say that Team Secret has the worst firepower in the lobby right now.
John.
So that is definitely concerning for Wolves. They did hold a
चल
stronger
थोड़ा ही है
position than them. They
आगे
were
डिप नहीं
pushing
है
into, but since everyone else that Team Secret has played against they've just fallen over.
पकड़े जाएंगे
It's concerning for Wolves.
चुद जाएंगे
That's it's not ideal. They did get a couple of points on this match. They did get 7 elims blank, so it's not all doom and gloom for them. But they did want to stay stronger into that fight. With OG rolling in, though, I mean, it's a very tough task. OG isolated on the outside. A team that is definitely not isolated on the outside, though, is Papra Supermassive. But we have to talk about them in a minute because Goat are crashing onto Narvalo. This is basically an even match. He's got a building to play around. We'll see if they're able to do it this time around. See if they can get rid of him.
Nice.
He's locked in, but it's going to be the assist coming on from his enemy team. His opponents are doing the work for him. They step in, and this guy be taken out of the play. You just can't do it. From across the way, Papra Supermassive have to get a little bit naughty, but that was floundering on the approach coming through from Goat.
Oh, I guess he wants to get He's so greedy. Are you seeing the team pushing onto you, getting blasted? Like you miss out on a placement point from the back of that as well. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. I think he realized that momentarily. He just thought to himself, you know what? I'm just going to try and get some elims. Sick of playing as a solo, my own squad. I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. But 9ZG, this is a very important game. It's 10th place in the lobby. 69 points right now. If they can get themselves a little bit further, get towards the
आतंकी
themselves away from some of
पाजी लस्सी पी लो पैन
that includes loops.
फटया
A
बहन
lot of danger right now, especially versus OG, who look to move themselves out from the bottom 5.
तो जॉन तो है जॉन तो मिला है मिला है जॉन तो मिला है उतारो नाइस
is highlighting as well that
जल्दी
players
खत्म मारो
here are
बहन
going to be
चोद
really important given the flatness of this terrain. He's going to be looking out for
पाजी को रिवाइव मिल गया
first of all any more emergency flare knocks, but also using that cover effectively. So I'm sure we'll get the Maxman breakdown of the D4s littering the battlefield.
यार बिच गॉड का लौड़ा हर बार यही नॉक होता है जो सबसे पहले
Trying to go for another crash, another roll up to the pagoda out in the open, and I see not able to control that, not quite finding the spray down with IQ on that rooftop.
Yeah, I mean, you would have hoped for a little bit more damage there coming through from
खत्म
circle, but the
खराब
fact
है
that
तो लाइव
top
टीम
6 is already quite useful. I think the main two
जीएस वाले लौड़े लगाएंगे
Go as well as Inner Circle, both chasing
मत जाए क्योंकि भाई तो उधर ही बैठ जा
not that much of a stretch they need to go. They might even just find it off the
ले
back of
कुछ या एक ही ओपी गया
but this is a fearsome fight between DK, Alter Ego, Go, and Inner Circle
for
the top 3.
Absolutely is. Although at the moment, Blank, it shouldn't be on their minds about getting into the top 3 now. It should be about maximizing point gain in this match, right? It's great that you can get into top 3, but if you're making a play like, oh, let's just get a couple of points so that we can be in top 3, sure, it's a nice warm fuzzy feeling, but you might have given up the opportunity to get 7, 8, 9 points.
John है नहीं है थोड़ा सा है
more comfortable moving into the future.
बट चल सही है इतना
Shift does assist both of these teams.
फालक कुछ ही गया फालक
have started to play the game here, Blank, and now just one player left on Inner Circle.
I think Papra Supermassive done a great job to sustain in this match.
अरे लेफ्ट में भाई क्या कर रहे हो
Big man from the
गया
circle now,
nice
T24, who has been fantastic when it comes to the shots, but it's not enough versus 4 teams. I think for Inner Circle, for them, they're trying to get up towards the top side.
That
position was very rough to play versus Papra Supermassive, and they were trying to get shots wherever they could. For Goat, this is an extremely
OG versus GS
loss, but getting one of their players in Twix down towards the south side is miraculous, and also fantastic timing from them. Right, they pulled out the stopwatch, clicked it as soon as they heard the fighting happening over on the west side.
क्या कर रहे हो भाई वो देख बहन चूत
good shots there from Killer Joe.
Oh, able to do so much damage on the approach. In a time when
खुद ही बहन चो इतनी जगह अच्छी थी कंजेस्टेड होके बहन चो बैठ जाते हैं गांडू
again, it's not all doom and gloom, but in the bottom 5, it's still really, really uncomfortable. GS also fighting
Nice
to get
net.
out of that bottom
Nice.
five.
एक और.
Now one
Oh
point behind
yaar.
loops. They're guaranteed to get up
Chooch.
over loops this game with the placement points that they're already guaranteed. The question is how far. And nades coming through from OG, making it a little bit harder.
It's so cool seeing like a lot of the top teams fighting out for this one, but then again a lot of the
भाई
bottom
खुद ही
teams with
कंजस्टेड होके
9Z
बैठ जाते हैं
who
पता
are in a
नहीं
bit
ये
of a
लोग
struggle
बहन
bus.
चोद इतनी अच्छी जगह थी जीएस वाली बहन चोद
GS and OG both looking to make it happen. Both teams who have seen improvement over the stage of
तारू
Group
और
Green.
आतंकी हो जाए बहन चोद
I think Goat may be done for in the near future, though. They'd have to find a knock over towards 9Z if they wanted to hope in hell of getting out there. But at least getting Twix towards the central position does guarantee them at least like a top 4.
9G का है चिकन 9G
I mean, it's on smokes and cover players. Like, they
GS
might
बात
be
किया
waiting
गाना
for
बहन
other
चोद
teams to move and covering off Twix's angle, right? I think, are they just in this circle? I think they still have just a tiny sliver of it.
अब जाना पड़ेगा जीएस वालों मत करो नेट खत्म बहन के लौड़ो अभी
They were looking for, but it's still so flat against 9ZG.
फटी पड़ी होगी बहन के लौड़ों की
Danger. Have to try and find something. In the meantime, OG holding the south as well.
But Go, the only option here is to wave the circle to crunch 9Z in, and during that time where it gets a little bit messy for 9Z, where they have to move and
जो 9Z
back
के
off
पास जोन है
angles, that's where the rest of Goat can start to move. But they're gonna send out some craters, but they nade themselves.
भाई किल तो चुरा हुआ
Yeah,
यार क्या कर
that's not
रहे
going to
हो
work out for Goat. Oh dear. With the placement traps they've got already, though, Blank, they are in the top 3.
ले
Yeah, they tried to pull it in a circle there. Sadly, a little bit of
फटी
a
पड़ी
bounce
होगी
of
बहन
football
मत जा बाहर
kind
तो
of ruins their whole day. That's a bit sad. But again, I
नाइस
still think
नेट
it's a
नाइस
nice
नेट
ball
बहन
Twix
चोद
and
आरू
ball.
भाई
GS trying to get around the side, but it's a nasty nade from Maru. Goes over towards Icon, will take him out. And now ESO looks to find these shots through the window.
नाइस नाइस नाइस
Aru steps
Much
out
more
wide.
patient,
Beacon is
though.
good. A really, really nice rotation there, getting through. Loving the ghillie suit on Rondo, by the way. Don't see too much of it. The blossoms looking pretty for Aru. Almost
for
as his peaks there. 9 elims now and a 4th place guarantee. This is the game that OG needed to jet out of the bottom 5 Blank.
Nice,
They
nice,
want
nice.
to keep climbing. They want to go as far as possible. Again, it's nice not to be there now, but it's about getting as many points under the belt as humanly possible.
नाइस
to set
टॉप
yourself
3
up for
ओह
single
नेट
game
करके गया था बहन चोद
because with only 6 matches, including the conclusion of this one to go, it's got to feel good that you're into the top 3. Maybe a 2nd place on the cards. If Papa Supermassive can hold it out against
0
9ZG.
नेट बहन चोद 9G
Yeah, I think for OG it's been really
14
nice. And so far, a lot of these pieces they're going for are covered off by their teammates, and it's looking a lot cleaner on their approach towards these engagements. They're not trying to take fights that they know they're not comfortable in.
बस
and
कुछ
they're
चीज
still keeping
चले
that
लंड
It
लंड
is sad where this is almost
निकमोने
an
अंदर
impossible location to push out from.
5
But
पॉइंट
what I am glad about is
9
that
पॉइंट
they tried
14
to
पॉइंट
make a
हो गया
move. A lot of times in the past, I think OG
चलो
would
अच्छा है
have
9
just sat
पॉइंट
there and waited for the blue to envelop, but they actually went for something, and that's promising to me.
4v3
They saw those players drop. They knew attention might be distracted, might be a little bit split.
3v3
That was as good a time as any, but unfortunately did not go their way. Papa Supermassive, they've held this building for so long. 9ZG have been on the outside, but 9ZG are giving it a damn good go here. Nico is knocked. Lost
Nice.
was taken down
Man,
earlier.
you
Nico on the
need-
off angle, very unlikely to be resable there. Kamikaze feels the bounce of an aid of one.
Oh,
of the
1v2
Hydra
1v3
littering the battlefield, and another
Nice.
lead for 9ZG. This is again
9ZG.
another campaign to get away from the bottom 5 spots, and that is a brilliant conclusion for 9ZG. Papa
Ugh.
Supermassive get a decent chunk of points as well, but they could not leave their compound. They held it strong, but they just weren't allowed out the front door.
I mean, for 9Z, this is a big, big game for them. They needed it from where they were in the tables. That's more of a survival win for this team than anything. For Papa Supermassive, though, it does send them a little bit further up towards the top of the tables. For OG, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more respectful of some of the teams in the lobby as well. But overall, some promising moments, I would say, from that squad. I'm not going to say too much right now because I need to see more out of that team today if they're going to make it out from that bottom 11. But the journey has begun. The journey has begun.
Absolutely. Some very important matches coming through on the Rondo, and that's what we wanted to see. There was no team blank that got 0 eliminations.
Ocean
Everybody
friend
got
मेरा
at
Ocean
least
को
one.
लड़ा
That's
देखता है
what you
मेरा
want
यार
from a Rondo, right? It's pure entertainment value. Getting stuck in with those eliminations. Brilliant stuff. But 9ZG, they close us down for the first kick and dip.
ना 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 ना
Yeah, I mean, well, there's so much to talk about with this match. This Rondo felt completely different from the first two in my mind. At least I don't know what you guys think about that one. It started off with Alpha Gaming, though, right? Instead of normally dropping all their players in Yulin, they send 2 to test track. What do you think about that, Max?
I was just seeing someone again get shot while parachuting down. It's been happening a lot on Rondo. I don't know what they did about trend, but no, this hot drop between the certain Pakistani team I shall not name. Then you have APG, you have Team Secret, you have Falcons. It's hectic. It's all over the place. I love it. More of that, please. Absolute mayhem on the battlegrounds here for Rondo, but it was cool that we saw, especially for that certain team going for a little bit of a backup plan, which is, you know, going for the recalls up northwest away. It didn't work out for them yesterday, Niptura. This time around, they had a game plan, and you know what? They got very far in this game. You love to see it.
Yeah, and I really like here we see that crash. It's such a difficult building. Such no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm impressed how long they survived there, right? Because it's such a hard position to hold. Teams are surrounding you. They did get helped a little bit by that zone because that meant no one was going to push them. They were too busy worrying about their own thing. But OG there, I want to say very quickly, what a third party coming in for them. I loved this, and then they were able to hold out. Oh, wait, the triple.
I didn't see that.
I did not see that. Whoa.
What are those nades, man, coming out from Orangutan? Sorry, I have to jump in there. That's
Too busy worrying about their own thing. But OG there, I want to say very quickly, what a third party coming in for them. I loved this, and then they were able to hold out.
And finally given respect that's deserved back to the lobby. They're not being too over aggressive, going for these weird splits. No, they bunker down, they hold positions together, Niptra. The timing was on point. Is there hope for Orangutan today? Because if we see this caliber of gameplay for these next 5 matches, whoo, OG, this could be a great, great day.
Absolutely. I love how they played this. They played how I was thinking they were going to play, right? They timed the third party onto Wolves and Team Secret really, really well. Then Rejects did a really good push. They tried to threaten that position as well. And OG said, absolutely not. This is ours now. And the quick flip that they were were able to do from that third party to defense was really, really nice. And then using other teams' fight to actually use as a distraction to push up themselves. Love what they did with that. So I'm really, really hopeful for the next game.
Oh man, I'm so stoked for this one as well. Milo's getting that 5 eliminations. This man popped off this match. And I'm telling you, OG could not have done that game at a better time, right? Loops, remember, they were that cutoff team. They had 61 points. In this match, they only got 3. So OG are for sure going to be jumping up the leaderboards, right? GS had a good game though as well. So it's still going to be a fight at the bottom pretty much all day long here in my eyes, Max.
Yeah, it's just gonna be they're gonna cannibalize each other, just like we want to leave the bottom 5, please. Actually, they're not even able to make it happen just yet. They're still gonna be down there in 13th position. They were in 13th position before this game, but that gap has closed, Niptura. You're 6 points away from possibly being in that middle packet to go for the last chance. Top 3 out of the question. Last chance, that is your goal, that is your objective here. And Orangutan, 6 more points, which is doable. With the way they were playing this match on Rondo, we need to just see a bit of a follow-up after that great game.
No, we absolutely do. But I would just want to point out very quickly, we saw DK say, hey, we're going to be top 3 at the end of the day. They're top 3 game 1. They're now in second place. They've pushed Alter Ego down. Goat still hold on to their 3rd, but D plus Kia looking good for finals. If they can just hold on for 5 more games, they will have done what they set out to do.
Yeah. I like how Goat team are the immovable object in this one. They're just D plus, jumping 2 ranks. Alter Ego dropping 2 ranks. They're not budging from that 3rd position right now. And Twix, I want to highlight Twix real quick. Yes. This guy was just sent as like the rabid dog of this team. Is just like, you go forward and you just nade everyone. He's like, got ya. He's like John Wick in this lobby, and he's getting insanely accurate nades on Papara Supermassive Blaze in particular. This guy was on fire, and you know what? I do wonder if they can maintain a position in the big 3 today, Hotrix.
Yeah, you know what? As long as you don't, knock your team by shooting your own vehicles, stuff like that, we can kind of get that stuff fixed. I think for sure we're going to see them continue at the top. I mean, Goat have been crushing it here so far. They got to watch out, though. I mean, you got D+ now entering the fray. Alter Ego are going to step up here when it comes to Erangel, so a huge threat at the top. I do want to talk a little bit more about the bottom, right? In my eyes, Niptura, looking at those leaderboards, I think this is it for Tiamba and Reject. I think if they don't win a game right here, they're not going to make it. Do you think that's correct?
Sadly, I have to agree. Very sadly, with a heavy heart, because Tiamba, we've seen them do so well before. Rejects, I love this team so much. I've followed them for years, but it's just not looking particularly good. We saw a little bit of more what we expected from Rejects in that Rondo, right? In that last game before their altercation with OG went so terribly bad with the triple nade and all of that. But they were in the top 6, top 7 as a full squad. That's better. That's an improvement from yesterday. So Max, if we can just see that maybe a little bit more, maybe they can scrape into the top 11. I don't know though.
Rejects were like, wait, Orangutan are playing good this game? We got a little bit surprised there. But I think any team in the bottom 5 can still make it, except for Team Secret. I think Team Secret have kind of given up. We're not seeing that glimmer of hope, right, that we saw back in PMWC in Riyadh. Just not quite on that same caliber of gameplay. So Reject, Tiamba, Orangutan, Loops for me can still make it up there. And then you're looking at the teams above that threshold, right, Jukes? GS, Falcons, Wolves, Gen.G, even 90 Globan. I feel like they can still fall down in that bottom 5. So it's still really close. I think it is going to be down for the bottom 5, at least down to that final match where it's going to really decide the fate of these teams.
Well, let's go ahead and take it on over to the 7WG with an interview with Goat.
Welcome to a quick report with the 7WG, and I'm joined by none other than Goat Team Killer Joe. Honestly, this was a good start for the squad in Rondo, your best performing Rondo so far in Group Green. How important was that for your team?
Obviously, it's important to get 8 points, not 0 for us. It was our best Rondo in this tournament. Hard zone, very hard zone, but we got our points and all.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to continue like this because you guys have been performing quite well. What was the difference between day 1 and day 2 for your squad? Because day 2, you popped off.
Day 2, we will continue day 2, I think, yes, to get more points.
All right. Well, hey, I'm hoping that's going to happen. Best of luck. Back to you guys.
Hey, we heard it from Killer Joe himself. He was talking about, right, how this was a tough zone. Honestly, that whole map was crazy different, right? I think we're definitely seeing teams just realize that, hey, we need 20-point games, right? Just some eliminations ain't gonna cut it. So for at least from what I noticed, Neptura, squads were quick, right, to rather than focus on engagement, get those dominant positions as fast as they possibly can.
Yeah, right. We made note of it. It was like, hey, this rondo's actually a lot quieter than the first 2 days, and that's exactly why. It's just these teams are hunkering down. They're getting serious now. You know, they're realizing the potential that rondo has to make points, and rather than focusing all those points on eliminations, they're like, hey, listen, we can hot drop a little bit. We can kind of be a little bit aggressive in the early game, but the focus really is on that end game, focusing on getting those positions instead, Max.
It was not an easy rondo game. Like, really, everyone was trying to use those emergency cover flares to just survive in this game, right? You know, getting onto Erangel. You don't have emergency cover flares? PUBG Mobile Esports, maybe? That could be a great addition, but I'm very excited for the grassy pastures here, Hodrix. It's going to be intense to see who's going to be looking to climb even higher in those rankings.
Well, I know two teams for sure. I think it's do or die for Tianba and Reject. Let's go ahead and head on to Erangel and see if they can get it done. John, Blank, you think that they can?
Hey, you know, anything's possible. Why not? Give it a good go. Give it your best. That's what you're here for. At the PMGC, plenty of teams will try and stop you, get in your way, tackle you to the ground, and drag you down with them. You got to rise above. That's what it's all about here. Milta up towards Zaki on the plane path. A little bit difficult to get over towards Primorsk here, Blank, but those vehicles should be fairly accessible.
Match is
By
gonna
the way, John, the
start.
correct answer was no. So
Oh.
just for future, reference. I think it's all good being optimistic, and I think it's less good, you know, with a team who has got no chance trying to tell them that they can get in. I think that there's a possibility of potentially getting out into the last chance, but even then, it's going to require some insane games for that to happen.
Yeah, that's. I think that's fair, right? I think that's definitely starting to get a little bit long in the day for getting all the way up
Let's
there.
go.
Wait and see. Miracles can happen. They really can, but it's just not what you expect. On the north side there, I'm looking over and seeing quite a few teams potentially dropping towards North George. With Inner Circle, maybe, look at a redivert back up towards Zaki. But Blank, it looks like a military circle here. Get across as fast as you can. High priority, I'm assuming, is going to be put on towards the observatory position, the bridge camp's potential, over towards Novo access. Maybe we'll see some rotations of the gliders coming on through as well. Grab those hovercrafts.
I wanted to see it yesterday. Getting it first game off the first Oracle. Yeah, that's good. That's fun. That's fun to see. I think it's absolutely brutal for so many squads, though. It's the type of thing where it's like, oh, on an outside chance, you get a lot of points. Who's the team that benefits from this the most? Alpha Gaming. They're already in bloody #1 spot. They don't need any more points. This is very frustrating. For Reject, potentially they're able to get across the water quickly, play towards the houses on the beachhead, play those compounds there. But again, it's tough. A lot of the teams that are going to benefit from this are already in a strong position. And it funnily enough, is the two teams we highlighted before, in Tiamba as well as Reject, who are around south of Milta and south of Farm. So, you know what? Maybe last chance is on the cards. Maybe it is. Maybe I was wrong.
Give it a good go. Let's go. Come on. You can do it. Still 21 points. Ooh, bit nasty. The question is, how fast do they move, right? Because Falcons, they are moving very quick right now, but they are in one vehicle, Blank, and I always hate to see that, especially when they're going to be rolling past Goat. It is going to be a difficult bridge crossing for them. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it here. Depends how close Goats stop. They might try and go further on into the island, and I wouldn't be too surprised at that. They know that there's going to be so much fighting around that bridge. They can play a little bit deeper in and wait to pick up the pieces from it. They're playing the long game here. In a third place spot, that's what you want to be looking for. Unfortunately, though, for them, Alter Ego have already managed to find first blood. Papa Supermassive losing one of their players over towards Milta Power on the east side.
I'll tell you, one thing that D Plus is very good at is getting to weird zones very quickly and then holding them from there onwards. Loops is in their way and they will be passing through side by side. It is a weird situation where for Loops as well as D Plus, there is a consideration to be made here where as you're rotating, you see another team and you just don't take shots. You prioritize getting into the circle and finding a position. I think that's actually the smarter move to take in an international. I think D Plus and Loops have both committed to that.
That's a little roll up there, as we saw from Falcons. They're still in their one vehicle blank. The thing I didn't take into account, though, to be fair, is that Go will not have had time to loot that much, right? So they're not going to be super prepared to go for that hold. It's not like you're coming in a minute, in 2 minutes' time. And fair enough. So maybe the one vehicle rotate was necessary to just get them across, and they'll be able to grab a couple more vehicles, especially after taking down a player from Go who was lagging behind a little bit. And they'll be onto the south side. So
मछली जल की रानी है.
I feel like maybe the one vehicle rotate could have been the right call in that exact, very specific scenario. And no other.
उतार बहन.
Oh. After taking the fight in Milta, going for a swim, taking a dip, got their swimming trunks on.
Yeah, that's it. That's a long swim as well. And with Tiamba holding,
that
was a pretty
नहीं दूसरे ने उतारा.
Oh my god, Doran with the iron sights at that range is something else.
That's that is pretty special, for sure. You just always love to see it. You love being surprised like that. Every single time, even though you kind of expect it from teams at this caliber, it's always pretty on the screen. Wolves moving in, trying to hunt down claws.
Hiding behind
the rocks. Good time by the ocean. Actually, he's not having a good time. He's having a pretty terrible time.
भाई का रेप होने वाला है इधर.
All four of the wolves are here. And they are playing hide and seek. It's sardines right now. And Claus desperately doesn't want to be found. As we have a little replay as well. This was when Supermassive lost.
Oh, भाई का रेप हो गया है.
Yeah, no, it's never happening. Not in a million years.
I appreciate the restraint from Papro Supermassive there. It was like,
APG versus DK.
I'm not going to slam the desk. Fair play to him. But yeah, that's rough. Definitely rough. Definitely a classic, though, from D+. Getting towards this, though. Nice and easy.
APG वाले फील्डिंग पे जा रहे हैं अपने.
Oh, burn, push. I think you might have seen.
कहाँ जा रहा था रिफ्यूजी ब्रो. रिपस भाई मरते हुए, रिपस भाई ठुकते हुए. नहीं बचा लेंगे.
Just shake hands and be like, well,
बच गया. जेवल आ गया.
It's very difficult on both of us, or we both just look for separate areas to go. And even D+ respected it. They saw that Loops wrapped down towards the south side.
मारो
So
बहन
over towards the north. In those few scenarios, it is sometimes nice to make a friend on your journeys.
No friendly.
भाई एक.
As they have more of Falcons to deal with. Buffalo. Give me a scare there. Redox goes down on the first peak, and with two pump actions, not peaking at the same time, did not quite work out for them. But they'll be able to get that res. Another player for This is all good news for Alter Ego. I wonder what vehicles they're in right now, Blank, because they are all the way over towards Milta Power still. Hopefully they've got a hovercraft at best, maybe a boat at second best. Could it be a glider time yet again? As teams are starting to compound now onto the military island. DK are taking that northern side, that north and eastern side, rather, of the military base itself, moving up into the hills. Observatory is found by Loops, and Tiamba are in the foothills over towards Nova.
And there is one boat there for Alter Ego. Quite a few of these locations are cut out, though. I think for Alter Ego, it's likely going to be a heavy wide.
Aiku gaya.
Decent sprays from Coops. Decent sprays from Coops. As in a circle, first to make their way across.
Bhag gaya.
I think for Alter Ego, I
to
make this wide swing to the western side. I think they'd imagine that a lot of the west here is taken up by players.
भाई इधर आ सकते
हैं. Very much there, but I am very
John मेरे को पता है यहाँ आएगा.
Just like fly.
John आएगा यहाँ RC वालों पे.
I was thinking that the whole
ये वाला
time.
John.
Got knocked though. Yeah, Inner Circle do lose one, but yeah, you're right. Like, how have Wolves let that happen? They overcommit maybe to finding that solo.
Wolves, though, you're just like, well, now our life's a little bit more difficult. There's a lot of teams down here. Now we're kind of one of the last to enter.
Yeah. Actually, they didn't even get the flush onto the Inner Circle player. That was picked up and put in a vehicle very quickly. I thought that was knocked on the bridge, but seemed like it was a little bit safer than I thought.
Yeah, basically horrendous for Wolves, honestly.
Why have they done that? Coops, why would you do this?
Why would you do this, Coops?
Oh, dear.
Alpha Gaming, though, I think I'm a little less impressed. I mean, losing a player to D+ that early is a little bit sad, especially being the team that plays Sosnovka as well. For Alpha Gaming, they're now down to just 3 players. I think Reefus is actually a pretty critical component of the team as well, in terms of finding those picks. I think he does enable the team to be so successful at times.
Oh,
I did
bhai, glider.
more C's than that successful than was necessary as well.
That's an interesting approach here. Alter Ego, taking a leaf out of the Alpha 7 playbook. Take it to the skies. And I mean,
दो बोट से दो glider. ले उतार दिया.
Supermassive, who they scrapped with
एक उतर
earlier,
गया.
right? And they're very, very split. The landing actually
खत्म भी
very
हो गया.
smooth, but Rosemary, I mean, he's taking damage from somewhere. I think that might be in the blue zone earlier on, but has 5 bandages. A stim picking him up as well.
Did you miss Alva just falling out the plane?
I think I did, actually. Blank, I was looking at the map feeds.
चल Rosemary बहन जो 1v4.
Did that happened? Oh, dear.
Yes.
That's okay. That's really, really bad. Rosemary, what are you doing? Figure it out.
Well, I don't think it's Rosemary's fault. I think that Alva just ejected
फटा
in some failed James Bond movie. Oh, not really sure
नहीं
what he
फटा.
did there. That should.
भाई हेड दिख रहा था कहाँ जा रहा था.
It doesn't matter. The M249
Rosemary
will do the
भाई.
trick. So, a pretty unfortunate entry, which looked so smooth, right?
Yeah, they sort of stumbled repeatedly on several hurdles. I missed Alva falling out the plane. I definitely will need to get a replay on that, because that sounds like comedy gold. But Papa Supermassive able to find players back on. Okay, maybe he got knocked out of the plane.
M762
Okay,
He did.
that's so much more fair.
Well, he did get ejected.
Oh, gee.
But he didn't press the button.
बहन जो क्या जोन एंट्री है इजी बहन
It's a
चोद.
painful circle. A lot of squads heads back up towards the north.
वापस क्यों जा रहे?
My days. No, Orangutan. No, you do. You do
Yes,
want to
sir.
play on the south side.
ओपी
you
ओपी
do wanna
हाँ
play
जी
on
हाँ
the
जी.
south side, please, OG.
मतलब
Oh no.
मैच देखो यार लास्ट डे
Oh,
आज
no.
आज लास्ट डे.
This is the reject game though, Blank. It's now or never, right? They need it at this very moment.
तो बस आपको इंडिया का झंडा दिख रहा है ना, ये 13वें नंबर पे वही है. टॉप 11 जाएंगे
I
आगे.
believe they've dropped up towards Georgia Pole, so probably still yet to come in from the blue zone. Everybody now crunching in onto these hills. You can see Reject regrouping, but keeping a 2-2 split here. Maybe looking to further regroup and leaving some out toward a little bit closer to the coastline. No, they are further inland and playing the buildings. Tiamba as well on that east side. Having a good time. OG, listen to your pleas.
लास्ट डे आज टॉप 11 में आना है ओजी को.
They are not going to be playing
13वें
across the
नंबर पे है.
water.
इतनी
As
जोन में
tempting as it
इजी
might
एंट्री
be,
थी, पता नहीं
it's
कहाँ
not gonna
गान
be.
वालों ने चले गए
Yeah,
वापस.
they were going to play Sharkfin, which very much an outside chance and survival. But I imagine Ari's just like, look, we're done with that type of play style. All right, we're done with playing on the outside of the zone. Let's try and get something here. I mean, they're so close.
मैं तो पहले ही बोला था जोन इधर आएगा.
So glad that they turned around.
भाई उतार
No
दिया
matter
उतार
what
दिया.
happens to them now, I respect the
ला ला
decision.
ला. ओह शॉटगन भाई.
Go with 2 players and they got
अब पीछे से मारा.
against GS around the corner.
नहीं
No
नहीं नहीं.
shots found for GS. The door frame lit up there on the corner, but it will finally be a knock found. Unfortunately, though, there's no one else to try and jump on in. This should be Reservoir.
ठीक
Della
थक
Joe
गया आज
spots
मैं.
Jafar out in the buggy, out in the open, and he gets the spray down. Beautiful stuff as Goat now up to 3 elims. They are desperately defending that 3rd place spot, and now trying to stop Alter Ego.
GS
from getting
खत्म
on
हो
in,
गई
'cause they've already
खरीगी
got
बहन
Crypton,
चोद.
I believe. Oh, Snape is still alive as well on that southeast
Tata
side, but just no
पिल्लू.
entry to be seen.
RC वर्सेस टाइटन टियान
Tiamba and Reject. Two teams that
Shut
sort
the
of don't really
Jew.
want to fight one another right now. Both have hovercrafts as well. Similar strategy seen from both the squads here. Yeah, really nasty circle. Everyone involved. Puts out so much landmass. I think it was one of the few times where
OG
there
फिर
is
से भाई
actually
इतनी
less,
इजी एंट्री था, इतनी इजी
playable
जॉन में
area
एंट्री थी। ला एक और ग्लाइडर लेके टीम सीक्रेट।
It's so tough on this one.
Oh, that's where they are.
Where are they?
This is west side of Sosnovka.
ये वाली एंट्री चाहिए थी बहन चोद, पहले क्यों नहीं ली?
They're gonna die. They're gonna die in the blue.
There's a lot of distance to go there for Team Secret. Somewhat confusing.
It's not like you
Loops
can
वालों से
exactly
मत मारो
stop off
भाई।
and heal for a second, is it? In the glider.
जा
No.
ये इस पे बहन चोद रश कर सकते हैं इधर।
Okay, I mean, for Reject, honestly, that rotate from farm down towards the south side to play those buildings, like I said, on the beachhead, works out fantastically well for them.
भाई उधर क्यों जाना
I
है?
just wanna
बहन
see a
चोद
little
जॉन
bit
में
of a
एंट्री
regroup
इजी मिल
here,
रही है।
and then hold those angles, because this is a perfect way to finish out your game. I'm sorry, Reject, I should have never have doubted you. That's my bad.
ले
They are really holding this one out. Gen G now eliminated. So another team quite close to that boundary. I say quite close. They are at 83 points and 11th place is 66. But with GS going down, that's good news for Loops, for OG, to try and keep this one going. And on an outside chance for Reject. They've got Hovercraft as well, Black. So some nice tanky
हाँ जो
cover
क्रिप्टोन
they
के
can
पीछे
move
बढ़ गए।
around wherever they see fit. And a lot of teams are just trying to send over their way.
ले
Rigo, the last player standing.
बहन चोद
Chase on down, 9Z clash.
ला खत्म नहीं
Supermassive on the
जीती।
outside, and they have got nothing in the face of Papra Supermassive. Nico's not there, but they don't need him. They got all the other boys, and now Reject want a piece of this. Ragey scouting out to
Team
find
Secret
nades over
अभी
the top.
चूदी।
If they can win this out, this is a huge pickup to be able to clear so much territory, but they're falling back. They don't want to overexpose.
Yeah, I don't really think you can say Papra Supermassive really clashed with 9Z.
मेरे को ये
They
देखना
look more
OG
like
वाले
my
कहाँ
pizza
कौन
from
मरा
last
रहे
night
हैं।
as they sliced them halfway 8
Falcon भी
times.
गई।
That was bad. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Alter Ego though, nice little Molotov. Unfortunately, Krypton basically has no HP to speak with. Less than 5%
हाँ तो
here.
लूप्स को मारो।
He is struggling. The Wolves, though, still continuing here. I mean, they've definitely been persistent in their journey. The more I watch Wolves, the more I
मैं तो
think
पहले
to
ही बोला था
myself
जॉन
that
इधर जाएगा।
they're a team
ला
that
इनसे
makes
एक बंदा नहीं
mistakes.
मर रहा है वो बहन
And
चोद
that is
तीन
the
में से।
problem. You know, I think they're
एक ही
a good
बंदा था वहाँ
team,
पे
but
वो।
there's a lot of mistakes that are made during the play. I think if they can shore up some of those holes in the ship,
भाई
they'd be fine. They'd be a
चल
really,
शुक्र
really
है।
strong squad, but there's just these moments where it's carelessness that really comes back to bite them.
Yeah.
लंड
But they've been playing much better today. Say that.
भाई छी शॉटगन ही नहीं
Squad's
चलती है इनसे
challenge,
बहन चोद।
Bond is able to win that now. The last player now standing for OG. They tried to approach from this east side.
ला
Tiamba were
घंटा
on
बहन
hold.
चोद।
Looks like they were doing
इतना
pretty
इजी
well.
जॉन था बहन
They're not
चोद।
going to be pushed through either. D plus actually moving immediately ahead of this one. You said
उनसे
they get
नीचे
those
वाली
weird
टीम इनको
rotates
मार के गई
sometimes.
बहन
This is
चोद।
a brilliant heads up decision made by D plus Kia here to actually
अब
get
तो
ahead of
नहीं थी।
Tiamba whilst they're in that fight. Alter Ego eliminated as well. That is a little bit of relief for GOAT, but still got Papra Supermassive and Inner Circle to worry about chasing them down.
In my mind, there's a world where D plus is first place at the end of this. I'm not even joking at this point in time. Okay, I'm not even joking. I do feel like it's coming. It's so weird with the South Korean squads because I think day one is always terrible. Day one is always terrible for South Korean squads. And they're like, we get it. I think we understand the circle, and then suddenly they start playing out of their minds. It's just so strange to me that day one's always just like a bit more of an observer day for them.
Oh well. We'll
उधर
see
जाएगा
what
ये
they
देख
can do.
बहन चोद उधर ही गया।
Even in the Wolves having a little bit of a clash, the perpetually sixth place team, it seems, like you said, they do make those mistakes and need to step it up. We'll see if they could do that against Papra Supermassive.
भाई
The little, like you said,
क्या
even
इजी
in the
जॉन
Wolves
था
having a little bit of
भाई।
a clash, the perpetually sixth place team, it seems, like you said, they massive Papra
वो घर पे
Supermassive
आ
down in
जाते
10th place. A lot of damage though sent back over towards the Wolves. That's coming through from Inner Circle, defending 6th place from them. Not even allowed up to there.
Yeah, I think for Wolves that are losing one player's not too
ये
bad, but it's a
दिमाग
very
खराब
clean
करने
fight
में
between
गेम
them and
खेलता
Papra
हूँ।
Supermassive. Very nice. I think Coops is doing his absolute best to make this work. And the one thing that worries me about the Wolves is that there looks to be a little bit of contention in the team at the moment, especially when you watch them on the stage. There is a back and forth. Though I do prefer for teams to be open, and especially North American teams, they can be very loud, but you know, when everything's said and done, they are still very friendly with one another. But if you want to make it towards the end, you've got to let your opinions be known here. The only thing that I'm kind of concerned about there is that you know, you're fostering a little bit of this not so favorable attitude in the team. So for the Wolves, I hope they can keep their heads clear today, because there is the possibility for them. There really is. They just need one big game. That's all they need, and then they're in the running.
अब तो आ गया लूस भी ऊपर जाएगी
Chamber
फाल्कन
trying to
भी
move
ऊपर जाएगी
forwards.
चुत
D plus not allowing them that opportunity. D plus keeping things going. I mean, a little bit of revitalization. That first day, not great, but day two, a lot better for them. It looked really cool on the stage as well, very calm. When they were finding those chicken dinners, and now it's like they're trying to convert. It seems like on the north side, they have a very solid chance. Ocel's not out in the water there on that position. Don't worry. The minimap just a little bit offset. He is on dry land. He's got dry boots for the time being. But it's all, I feel like, for me, it is still reject that I'm looking at here. If they can jump up, and maybe as a second storyline, Falcons, if they're going to be able to actually do more than stay alive with a solo and rely on Narvalo for points.
Yeah, I mean, that's not great, is it? You know, having to basically send out Narvalo like some kind of Pokemon in the end game. Narvalo, I choose you.
Max like Pokemon. I was like,
points. What? Yeah. I mean, that's his special move, right? That's what he gets. 6 points.
Narvalo uses 6 points. It was super effective. Loops. Ooh, they are trying to find the shots and seemingly getting through, but not unscathed. Finding the crash successfully onto this corner. Goat now down to one player alive. Third place in his hands, although it's a bit safer for now. As we hop back over to this east side. D plus moving in with a solidly timed rotate, still ahead of Tiamba, but Chips has spotted that's Loops from the south, actually opening the door for Tiamba to maybe to skirt around the edge.
There's some tough shots for top right now. Extremely long distance, but definitely making life hard for Tiamba. Very outraged map. This could easily be a Wolves win. It could easily be a reject win. Playing around this hilltop here, you can get a lot done for the Wolves. I think the unfortunate thing for them is that they're playing as 3, which makes this a lot more difficult. But I've seen a 3-man win from this spot in the past. It is possible, but you have to be everywhere all at once. And that wasn't on an international stage either. So we'll see how Wolves do want to play this one out. Still 9 teams remaining at almost 22 minutes into the match. It's all these undulating hilltops which allow multiple teams to remain in this lobby for so long.
Doc, कहाँ जा रहा है भाई? उतर गया Doc.
And seeing what they could do as to whether the Wolves are going to have a good time or not. BG actually trying to send off to the hilltop first, not wasting any time. Immediately they're above. There go in a circle as well. Wolves take shots out that way.
You're crazy.
In they careen. Doran straight on top of it as well. Looks for the fight. Falak not going to allow him any entry. No quarter given. But T24 is the price they pay. The rest of Wolves, though, on the back lines, will not be able to find the angle to go for the flush. Noki stepping forwards. Burning Batten out of position. IQ humbled slightly on that peak, but will be able to get some healing done as the resin start to come through. This is Inner Circle's time to turn it around, but Batten again, layering down these nades. A response from Falak keeps his team safe. Time and time again, he's coming in clutch, and this is no different.
You guys are very slow on the uptake here. Finally moves a position. It's a long nade. Will get a lot of damage done, but he needs more than just that. Falak once again with another strong shot. Will step up, takes him down, and that will be in a circle as 4. This spot is really nice to hold, and teams desire it. As we just saw from 2 squads trying to go for it. I understand what Wolves are trying to do is play the split down towards the west side, but you absolutely have to play as a 3-man in this ditch and just give up the angle. Ooh.
What a nasty little roll up here
Bad.
for D plus Nolbu on the ridge line in the smoke
कुछ
with a
ठीक
big
है, D
nade.
plus किया.
Not so much damage to them. There is an answer, but Nolbu still has
भाई मार गया.
of
No
the
blue.
solutions for them, and it's IP getting rolled down. Nolbu! Oh my goodness me! What a play coming through from Nolbu on D plus. That hilltop is not safe for anyone. And
La.
how on earth do you find
सारा
that?
divine D plus
Nolbu
किया.
standing head and shoulders over the
माल
lobby.
फूक के आया बहन के लोग.
A madman,
क्या खेल.
magnificent, resplendent, glorious. Actually, even taking
La.
shots
दो
towards
knock
Reject.
of है.
Reject to go Del Saris down. Divine's knock. Chips with the long range angle as per usual. Nolbu might even smile after this game. We may get treated to the rare Nolbu grin.
Oh dear. All toothsome and tricky. As Reject cut down to size. The Falcons are still here, Blank, and they do have 3. They do have this hilltop. I feel like if I was a betting man, I would put money on
2v2.
Falcons. But unfortunately, I'm not. So it's staying in
I
my
wouldn't.
pocket right now. Well, yeah, and you know what? You know what? Actually, after what we just saw, it's all on Nolbu, baby. Let's go.
Oh my
RC
days.
वालों को जोन में आना.
It's so unreal. Oh, it just takes a little bit of a warm up for South Korea, apparently. That's all it is. Dear me. I wish we saw more international tournaments with the South Korean squads. They are so damn good. And it does just take a little while, but they learn so
Yeah,
much
आगे
from
वाले
these
race पे जा
lobbies as
सकते.
well. And they get a bit of a reset through the year. And they come back stronger than ever.
I mean, talk about shirking the day one blues.
भाई गड्डी.
They were clocked in glory in London last year. And now it's all a flourish for D+. Nolbu with 6 elims. This really is the man of the hour. He's got MVP of this game on lockdown right now. They've got 11 nades blank and 6 smokes. They are in a pretty solid spot in terms of utility. And the circle not really putting too much pressure on them right now. It's up to Reject's duo to move. And it's likely they go south, over towards the Falcons angle, a little bit closer.
Oh, P90. It's a pretty slow game, though, right now. Everyone involved. What makes sense for D+, considering they got 2. 2v3 is not out of the question. Just requires to get that
BK
first knock on
versus
board.
Falcon.
And honestly, so far, been majorly impressed with the gunfights coming through from the Falcons. This game looks a lot better, though. I think that despite everything, and this is
भाई no blue को आ गया था.
more praise, but for a singular player in Narvalo, is that I think that Falcons I've got to be really proud of this guy because he is doing such an unbelievable amount of work for the team, and also over many
जल्दी
years.
खत्म करो.
Narvalo has been insane. I think over the past maybe year or so, he has been returning to his full form. To his final form, at least, because I think back in the day he was insane. He had a little bit of a drop off, but I think he has a lot more hunger for the game again now.
Man to John अबे क्या और gun.
That's lovely to see. He's not smiling right now, but you can be sure that that blood is pumping. You don't pull off a play like that and not
Falcon.
feel it a little bit. Hopefully the adrenaline drop off here in stage 8 isn't going to be too bad for him. Got to keep the focus. Drop the smoke train. Knows that Reject have moved up. And he's using that smoke train just to get over this ridgeline. Knows he would be exposed otherwise.
Big thing
take
for
a single team approach.
Big thing for D+ here is that they got a massive resupply. Right? There were so many teams that fell down that ditch. So you have all the nades that you could ever want.
पे तो
You've got
लगने
all the
वाले
smokes you could ever
हैं.
want. You can see here that Falcons actually has less nades on 4 players than D+ have on 2.
There's more in the boxes as well. Let's sit around them, right? Even if they throw them out, doesn't mean they've only got 11 to play with. It's just a question of what they could fit in their backpacks right now. D+ moving in. Chips scouting around, still having vehicles here is pretty powerful stuff. Falcon smoke has been thrown on out. Reject looking to hop into the buggy. Koa still watching this run out. Reggie not going to use the buggy. It's a little bit low on HP. Actually, Just done
No
that.
blue कुछ छड़ा
Okay,
हुए
okay. Oh, no, no blue down. Okay, maybe that's go time. Falcons, move in. Get
No
something
blue
done.
कुछ
Try
चाहिए
and take some presence. Redox, nade over the top. Chips, drop in the
यार
smokes.
तेरा क्या बोला क्या
They've got so
कमांडर
many
ना
to
मैं
play with. Now's the
हटा
time to use them. That nade looks good. The bounce
नहीं
is on.
फटा
Oh,
behind.
it's just
आप
short. Doesn't
फटा
quite tag the flush. Just
फटा
behind the vehicle. Nades are coming at them from both angles.
फटा
They get the res, but he's immediately re-knocked. Chips needs to get out of there. Needs to get out of there now. Nolbu, he's going to be taken away. And everybody's descending. The
लगा
Falcons
जल्दी चिप
rolling over the hilltop. Maybe D
हाँ
plus are down, but the nades are hitting reject as well.
फाल्कन का
Chips is
चिकन
clocked, and it's D plus down in third. Apollo against 3. And Falcons are able to find a chicken dinner. The main story, though, Blank, was
चिंडा ना
Nolbu
भाई
that
रह रहा है
game.
क्या
A pretty decent chicken dinner for Falcons, all things considered. They played that south side well. My money gets returned to me, Blank.
It
But
does. It does.
goodness me, it's I mean, it really was that north side hill and Nolbu, the headline. A magnificent play coming through from the South Koreans.
Yeah, incredible stuff, honestly. I think for the Falcons, you're just very, very happy with the way that one played out, and it does see them a lot safer in this tournament too. But I think the Falcons, it's just nice seeing 3 of them towards that end game. Also, not an easy rotate, and I think Ralph has definitely spoken before about how those early to mid-game rotates are quite difficult for them. This time, I think they identified some very strong portions of the map. They played it well. And as a 3, we can see they can still succeed. They can succeed as a 4-man as well. But for Nolbu, a warrior soul from Seoul in South Korea. Incredible stuff. Just cannot wait to see what the guys have to say about that.
And the Falcons get their first chicken dinner here for Group Green, and it couldn't have been a better time. And I'll tell you what, it was on a toxic military hardship to the north. These guys got to be feeling so great here, Max.
You could see when the circle popped on phase 1, all the teams being, okay, I guess we'll have to rotate early across the bridge. But Falcons here really want to highlight, sure, they didn't do too much rotationally speaking, right? They were just kind of idle a big portion of this game. But this is why you hold on to your bloody utility until the last circle. Because you can just